Hello, everybody. We're gonna get started soon. I updated my OBS, and now it's fine. It's working. I just got a question. The lines on the audio monitor.
Oh, the audio.
They changed it.
They get wider each time. And that I know like decibels is like logarithmic. Is that just showing? Yeah. So like every time you go up one of these notches, that's doubling the sound from the last one, or what?
I honestly haven't looked at it that closely.
I think that is the I think that's
wider.
What's happening there?
Just the gaps between the lines get wider and wider with each notch.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can change.
Mine doesn't look like that.
Okay.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah.
Wait, yes it does. I see now. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I have a special OBS.
Well, I was looking at different notches at first. Give me a break. Come on, guys.
Come on.
It's beef week.
You hear about this OBS?
Nice
You hear about this beef week?
Beef week.
I don't want to be nice.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the notches get okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Notches never nice.
This is the theme of Montreal from F1 Racing Championship for the N64 in the year 2000.
Oh, of course.
This isn't "Oh Canada" sung in French. What are you talking about?
Okay.
My clerk is
Tweet?
married to the
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
I tweeted like a good boy.
I don't know.
Proud of you, Mikey.
Thank you.
Are you guys any good at Bomberman?
I mean, I tell you what, the phrase "good at Bomberman" never occurred to me.
Yeah, right? It's like you just go in there and just do nonsense. Yeah.
And I win sometimes, so
Play
I guess
like an
I'm not
asshole,
good.
yeah.
I don't know what the meta is in Bomberman.
Get big bomb. Be fast.
Yeah.
That is.
I don't know if I mentioned, but that's what got me eliminated from the mystery game tournament combo breaker because
Oh,
I
really?
play super Bomberman R to save my life.
God.
I like Bomberman. I've had some good times with it. Yeah.
It's cool.
Saturn Bomberman was like mythical because he was like 10 players. I like Bomberman 64 a ton.
I don't know. It feels like I think we should do.
Bomberman 64 might be the best third-party Nintendo 64 game. Is that crazy?
Ooh, third party.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I'd really have to think about that one.
What's Acolyte?
Star Wars show?
Star Wars show?
Right.
Okie dokie. I'm going to bring up our faces. I am going to turn off the music. We'll test this music.
No, I'm going to say fuck you. It's Mega Man 64.
No.
Yum.
I guess I never played that version. I just assume it's not good, but maybe I'm just
It's
assuming.
shockingly good. It's just cut back like voice lines and stuff.
You guys hear the voice acting's so good though in that game, which is bizarre for a PS1
You guys hear
game
that?
it would be good.
Yep.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Okay. I think we are good to go. Mikey, are you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the?
What was that?
Huh.
Oh no! What? Yeah.
Something flying around Mike's
What's
room.
going
Oh,
on?
great. Oh, no.
Oh shit.
So,
Mike,
is
got to
that
get that
Rody?
looked into.
Okay, maybe I can get. Come on out here, guys. Let's get a better look at you. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. It's just Echo the dolphin.
Echo! Well, I didn't know you had Echo staying at your place.
That's okay, and he's got a buddy here. There we go. It's Sparkster.
That's great. Are they crashing there because they've fallen on hard times?
Yeah, it's been pretty well. Rocket Knight's got that collection. I don't know how the sales have been though. Despite my yapping about it, done my best.
Cool. Yeah, you do your part to help people out. All right.
Wait, don't forget about our old friend, the X-Wing Ace. Okay, quick, get all the way over there.
Oh,
With a
Jesus.
PNG
All right.
watermark on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's fun.
All right, I'm gonna count us in.
All right.
Yeah, just do it.
5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, what is EMIO? Who is EMIO? Why is EMIO? The Switch can last longer than any other Nintendo console.
Why say it like that?
And because
Penis
jokes. We're going to talk about our favorite M-rated games on Nintendo consoles. Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Okay, M-rated games on Nintendo consoles, because when you said earlier today to me, like, you're like, hey, this is what we're doing, you said M-rated Nintendo games, and I was like, there's 5 of those.
Yeah, so that's why, I meant to phrase it like this. So, 5 might be generous, right? How many M-rated games has Nintendo possibly published?
Published by Nintendo, I think it's definitely single digit, and I think it's like 8 or 9 at the most.
No, maybe they'll all get mentioned later when we get to our topic.
You know, there's plenty of teen games. Maybe, I guess I haven't really thought about it, but yeah.
Yeah, what's Geist?
Geist is probably just teen, probably. Yeah,
just T for teen. Yeah. Jeff Grubb, it's a Tuesday. You and AJ did a good job on Game SSIs while I was gone.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was away at the Star Wars Outlaws preview event. I'm not allowed to talk about the game yet, but at some point I will. But yeah, got to go to Disneyland again, so that was great. I spent a whole freaking day there, which is fantastic. I actually spent, when I got in the first day, it was like 7 p.m., and like the hotel was in Santa Ana, which is like, it's like a 20-minute Uber ride. I was just kind of sitting in the hotel. There wasn't really anything to do. I was like, I could go to downtown Disney.
Yeah.
Don't need a ticket for that. So even that night, I went to downtown Disney, which was good because like I got my little gifts for myself. I went to Trader Sam's, that tiki bar. Although I'm sad, I got a Trader Sam's shirt, and then it had like it had like the tag and the like armpit. I don't know why. I just tried to yank it out, and of course I put a hole in it.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if if I know anybody who can maybe stitch that. I don't know if that's an easy fix or if I just ruined it forever. Maybe I'll have to ask a friend from Anaheim or something.
Yeah.
I need an adult to help me. I got something cool I was excited about and immediately ruined it.
The kids' clothes these days, they make them so those tags you can basically just pull them out, no problem, because they know that kids all hate tags. So
yeah, I hate them too now. Honestly, so,
yeah, they ruined your shirt.
Yeah, well, at least I have this WWE Beef Week shirt.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you really need? Yeah, and I got my episode 1 shirt, so we're doing fine here.
That parsing shirt is very nice.
I like it, like again, and it's very 90s in its presentation of like trying to look like a NASCAR shirt, and it's just
I do resent you trying to make me like episode 1.
I'm not trying to do anything. I don't even like it. I just have warm feelings toward it.
I know.
That's where it is. It's a weird thing.
It's messed up.
It's messed up, but I'm embracing it. It is. I don't need to hate it anymore. That is for sure. I am well past the point where I need to hate episode 1. I don't really want to watch it either, but like I said, warm feelings, especially towards that time and place where the movie was coming out.
I mean, even the Plinkett review is probably over like 10 years old now, right?
Oh, it's got to be older than that.
Probably like 15 years old. You're right. Oh, yeah, who knows? Well, I'm going to look that up. So, yeah, it's fine. You know what helped me feel bad about episode 1 again is if I actually watched it. Then I'll feel better.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, that'll get rid of those warm feelings.
Exactly. That's why I'm afraid of watching it. Yeah, I like feeling warm about it, but I don't need to watch it.
I think it came out in 2012. So, yeah.
Okay.
12 years ago.
Jeez.
12 years ago. Oh, boy. God, I used to watch those constantly, like over and over. Like it was so. Yeah.
Oh, the Plinkett reviews you're saying? Oh yeah, I watched that.
Episode 1, the Plinkett reviews. I loved that shit. That was good stuff.
Yep.
All right, Jeff. Why don't we get into some of these topics here, starting with our new friend EMIO.
Yeah.
Nintendo dropped this teaser late last week for something new, which we presume is a game because it does have like the M-rated logo thing on there. So it's not like this is the start of some viral campaign for the Switch 2. Seems to be for a Nintendo game. No other companies are announced. There's just kind of some guy with like a paper bag with a smiley face on it. Either there's some question of maybe this was Bloober Team because we knew Bloober Team was working with Nintendo, but now that seems like it probably isn't the case, at least for this project.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeff. Do you know anything concrete about this? Do you have any expectations for EMIO?
No. Early on, people were saying that Bloober Team thing, and then right away, a lot of people were like looking into it, and I think that looked right, that it's not actually Bloober Team. And I think IGN has since been like, yeah, we've been able to confirm it's not Bloober Team. So yeah, but that does, like there's a question like who's making this? What game is this? Is it really going to be like a scary game? What makes it M-rated? Yeah, I'm almost surprised that we haven't had more information about it. It's been almost a week since this video came out, and it's like, man, okay, are you? So it's just going to be this 15-second video? When are we going to find out more about it? But I guess they're trying to build up suspense. At the very least, the response to it has been pretty loud, so I bet Nintendo feels good about this marketing campaign.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe this was a smart one to hold off back when they did do the Direct, right? Because this thing is just kind of so inherently interesting and mysterious. You kind of can't just drop it randomly like this, and everybody is going to take notice and have a lot of questions, right? It's funny, even we're 20 years from Eternal Darkness, and it still is a big novelty for Nintendo to be working on something scary and M-rated.
Yeah, I mean, the M-rated games, again, that they've published has been very few and far between, and when it does happen, it does seem like it tends to happen a little bit later in the console. This is, the very end of the Switch, and I we're assuming it's Switch 1 because they haven't announced the Switch 2. It probably is Switch 1. I don't know. I just wonder how this even comes about. How does Nintendo decide to do a game like this? Is it internally pitched? Is it something like they work with? Did they go to a developer and say, "Hey, we have an idea for a spooky game"? I don't know. It's very curious. I'll be interested to find out more about it. I just have no idea when that will be.
It's not like just being scary. It gets you an M rating. You have to have some gore, some sexual themes, or
violence.
Something. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of curious to see what exactly that looks like. And, someday we'll find out who made it.
Can I ask you, do you have any, desire for Nintendo to do more M-rated games? Because I definitely don't.
Yeah, I guess that's true, right? Yeah. No, not really. Right. There's a part
I'm not
of me
against it.
Right. There's a part of me, it's is this a team that could have made an F-Zero or something like that? I'm not against it. Sure. That's fine. But I don't know. I don't think Nintendo needs to constantly, quote unquote, stay in their wheelhouse. But there sure are a lot of companies that make M-rated games, and there aren't very many companies that are able to make Nintendo games. Yeah, right?
That's exactly how I feel about it. And it's there was a time, definitely late N64 going into GameCube, where I was just like, man, yeah, Nintendo needs their M-rated games. And when one would get announced, I'd get excited. And then I remember Mad World on the Wii being like, all right, finally, they're getting serious about games on the Wii. And it's like, okay, I just am so far away from feeling that way now. A big part of that is I play a lot more different consoles these days, but and PC. But the other part is no, you're right. Nintendo does their thing, and they do it very well, and not a lot of other people do it. So I just kind of want them mostly staying in the wheelhouse. But then we do get something like this, and I'm curious. I'm interested. I want to see what it is, and mostly because it just feels so strange.
It's funny how the one time they really did make a big push to do M-rated games was during the GameCube, the system that got the most blasted for Nintendo is kiddie syndrome.
Yep.
That was when they did Eternal Darkness. Geist actually was M-rated apparently,
yep,
so that's surprising. And they got an exclusivity deal for Resident Evil, the most premier horror franchise out there, and yet still that was the stigma for the GameCube, was that it was the super kiddie console.
Yep. But that part of it was just it was purple. That's all it took.
It's purple, and it didn't have Grand Theft Auto 3. So.
Yes, well, yeah, that definitely didn't help.
It had violence, but where are the hookers?
Exactly. That's what we're always saying on this show.
Yeah, it has violence, sure, but where are the hookers?
But where are the hookers?
A random surprise NSO dropped the first 3 Starfy games from the Game Boy Advance are suddenly out on the North American NSO, which is noteworthy because these games never came out in North America. These are cute little 2D platformers by Nintendo. We did get a Starfy game. It was a DS one, but otherwise we just kind of missed out on this series for some reason. Now, these games, it's not like these games are visual novels or something, but they have enough text, Jeff, that I'm a little bit I don't really know if I actually want to play these games in pure Japanese. I don't know if there are fan translations. You can just go get a fan
translation instead.
Yeah. So there's 5 of these. The 4th Starfy was also a DS game. The only one we ever got was the 5th one, which here is just called the Legendary Starfy game. So it's look, I guess I'm glad. Just put it on there, I suppose, but I don't know if it's something I'm going to really run and bother playing through these Japanese versions of these games.
Yeah, I'm going to try them out. I still have not done that. They immediately came to Nintendo Switch Online. I was like, oh, I'll check it out, but I'm still busy with some other stuff. But I'll try them and I'll see. And if I like feel like any sort of resistance once the Japanese text really starts popping up, I'll probably abandon ship and just be like, okay, now these games are cute and interesting. I want to play them, but I'll go get a fan translation. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe the Switch versions will be enough.
Yeah. At least we have been getting quite a few Game Boy Advance games recently, and the Game Boy Advance library has been interesting because, sometimes the other libraries you get weird little things. Even Game Boy Color, we got Alone in the Dark and Quest for Camelot. Game Boy Advance has just mostly been just straight up Nintendo games as far as I can't recall a single kind of weird third-party oddity making its way on there unless I'm forgetting something, which is a bit of a shame because there were a lot of cool third-party games on Game Boy Advance. There's a lot of games in general for the Game Boy Advance, so we have a lot of the Nintendo heavy hitters now. There definitely are still more we can get there. I know we have one of the Fire Emblems, or do we have any? I know we don't have both of them anyways.
Right.
So it'd be nice to get that. We got both the Metroids now, at least. But yeah, there's other things I hope we get on there. But still, put these Starfy games on there. Sure, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I do wonder if it's like, when they talk to these third-party publishers for GBA games, if those companies are like, we need quite a bit more money for these because we could probably put them in a package and sell them again on the Switch separately.
Right.
Which we've seen a bunch of, They did that with the Castlevania games, and they did very well.
Exactly. So the Castlevania games, those are major, already spoken for. Mega Man Zero games, that's 4 games, kind of already spoken for. Those are also already in a collection. So yeah, you do kind of run into that problem a bit.
Yeah, and it's only so much of a problem, right? If you really want to play those games,
sure.
Well, good news, they're there. You can just go get those games instead.
Right, and those aren't very expensive collections, and I'm sure they go on sale plenty of times.
Yeah, and then that way you own
collections.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good games. All right, Jeff, last thing here. Switch is the longest-lasting Nintendo console ever. This happened as of July 11th. From then to its launch date of March 3rd, 2017, it had officially had a longer period of time of existing before a successor came out, right? So the Famicom to Super Famicom was July 15th, 1983 to November 21st, 1990. There's a nice chart here from VGC that I'm using for this, by the way. Now, the one kind of interesting thing here is that the Famicom got quite a bit of support even after the Super Famicom came out.
Right.
Something we might see that with the Switch, but it might also be a 3DS situation, right? Where
that just doesn't happen as much as it used to.
Right, exactly. But still, pretty neat to see. The Switch obviously had this very, very, very long life cycle, which it's like, oh, of course it did. It's a major success and everybody likes it. But again, even when it came out, people were questioning how long this hardware could last, right? So the fact that it did manage to last this long, that we still get some good-looking games for it, and of course we still get some games, especially ports, that do struggle on there. But still, the fact that they were able to get this much juice out of that console is very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. It's it always felt like generations were getting longer, and I know these are the Japanese dates, so it's a little bit different than what we experienced personally. But it's the Wii U really threw things off in there, and I guess the Wii was getting a little bit longer. But when you look at it like this, it's the Switch is just outlasting everything by a wide margin, and this will probably be the norm for very successful consoles going forward. But every console is different, so who knows how long the Switch 2 is going to last. Almost certainly not this long.
Yeah, it seems kind of silly to try to guess how well the Switch 2 is going to do. I think you said somewhere, kind of thinking about it as Famicom to Super Famicom, where of course the Super Famicom was a success. It did well, but didn't do as well as the Famicom. Same thing, Super Nintendo to Nintendo, same thing here.
Yep.
It's hard to imagine that the exact momentum is kept, perhaps. But that's fine as long as it's not a Wii to Wii U disaster, or that kind of slow, pretty steady march downhill that they had all the way to Nintendo or GameCube, right, where each generation was kind of getting worse and worse. If it's not sort of that severe, they'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, I think a NES to Super NES or a DS to 3DS situation is pretty good. They'll be able to make a lot of money doing that and make a lot of games, and I'll feel like personally like this is a great generation as well. And Nintendo made plenty of money, and now they have a reason to try something new again, which I'm not necessarily going to want because I really like the Switch, but I don't know. They got plenty of years between then and now.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Like, man, what does the third one look like? Can they really just do it a third time? Especially at
Probably
that
not.
point where you do assume that like PlayStation and Xbox will probably just have SKUs that are portable consoles, and there's going to be so many of these things floating around at that point in another 8 years.
They do 2 of them, right? There's the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, and nothing in between. And there's the DS and 3DS, and then there's the Switch and Switch 2, and then that's probably just how it'll go.
Yeah, although again, it's like, man. Like, what would you do? Right? It's getting harder and harder to even think of things that can be possible. And you take wild swings, you sure can end up with a Wii U. But again, we are talking very far off the future. Let's not worry about the Switch 3
right,
yet.
exactly. Good idea.
Yeah, let's all enjoy the Switch 2, which I'm not getting antsy, but I sure can't wait to hear something about that, Jeff.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Same. We got a couple games coming out for the Switch here pretty soon. I'll play through all of those, enjoy myself. But hey, anytime they want to tell me about the Switch 2, I'll be listening.
All right, that's it for our news topics here. Jeff, do you want to take a little break? Then we'll come back and look at some super chats.
Let's do it.
All right.
Break.
Call me. Let me make sure nothing's wrong.
Get those super chats in right now, everybody.
Yes, get them in. I text my mom.
About this.
All right. What'd she say?
Ooh, what'd she say?
All right. What are you get back to it?
That's texting you. Yes.
All right.
All right, we're back, Jeff. Let's get to those super chats, buddy.
Yeah, I got them right here. Let's start here with Adam Wilson, who has been a Lincoln member for 22 months. Says, "What's good, Beef and Cheddar boys?" Not much, man. What's good with you?
It's Beef Week. Everything's good.
Everything's good on Beef Week.
Yeah.
Adam GC writes in, says, "Pod racing scene was 10 out of 10. I enjoy the pod racing scene, without caveats. I enjoy it."
Oh, yeah. It's great. There was that Jay and Silent Bob cartoon. Like, the one episode was a courtroom scene. And I forget why, but I think they were making a joke about the Chewbacca defense. And, like, I don't know. Somebody was like, episode 1 sucks. And like, that guy's like, "Objection, Your Honor. The pod racing scene was pretty cool." I think about that a lot.
Chrono Rig, also a Lincoln member, but for 27 months. Excellent. Says, "Hey, dogs."
Gracious me.
What's that?
It's a goodness gracious me.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, dogs, if you could choose a Nintendo vehicle to use on your daily day, what would you choose? Like let's see here, this will cut off, like the R-Wing or a Mario Kart or even Captain Falcon's car.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I mean, the R-Wing is just a spaceship. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like Samus's spaceship, but they keeps getting destroyed. She keeps having to get new ones that aren't as good. That's a problem.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, one of the Mario Karts where it could also be like a boat is pretty neat. And it could glide. It's very versatile, so that's not bad. I don't hate that.
I would take
but R-Wing's probably right.
I would take the big spaceship that the R-Wing docks into.
The Great Fox?
The Great Fox, yeah. Now that way, I mean, I would really enjoy it, but it'd be hard to sleep in there because there'd always be footsteps from people fighting on the top because that's a Smash Brothers joke.
Yeah, it's a great level. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. You did it.
Absolutely. L. Grug says, "Is Jeff still trying out those Dan Mario Maker levels, or is Daikatana ruining his life enough? Also, does Jeff remember Daikatana at all?" I gotta say, I don't remember much about Daikatana in this moment. I hope it all comes rushing back to me, or do I, when I start playing again tomorrow? Oh my god. I have all those Dan Mario Maker levels. It's always just a matter of like finding time to do it. I almost wonder if it's like maybe I should start moving some of that stuff to my own streams and just do it there, because that make it a little bit easier than trying to fit it into the schedule on Giant Bomb. Or I could do it in the morning on Giant Bomb. I don't know. There's a bunch of options there, but I have them and I intend to play through them all. Yes, I still intend to do that. Dat Boy Jerry says, "Better soundtrack, Hollow Knight or Shovel Knight?"
Oh, go Shovel Knight. I mean, Hollow Knight has a fine soundtrack, but I couldn't really recall any of it immediately. Shovel Knight bops a bit harder than Hollow Knight does, intentionally so. Hollow Knight's a bit kind of more creepy and atmospheric, right?
Hollow Knight sounds unplayable when you describe it like that. So
wow, disgust. Sorry, Jeff, you're being outnumbered now. I got Dan on my side now.
Chris Quinton says, "Hey, Mike, chronicler of Mickey's Might, and Jeff, hawk Tua and spit on that thing, Grubb."
No.
Yes, Mikey did play Dead Rising. So does he know you could, or didn't play Dead Rising? Excuse me. So does he know you could unlock a Mega Man outfit with working blaster for Frank?
I do know that. I do know that, and I am looking forward to doing it. Yeah. Did you remember? Was it like a couple weeks ago, back before somehow we had less serious problems? Everybody was getting really mad. Like the Hawk Tua girl was like getting paid to make appearances and stuff. And I was
she's not funny enough to get paid. And like, who gives a shit, man?
you're like,
Times, am I right?
Yeah.
Get your bag, Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah, get paid. I'm proud of her.
Get fucking paid.
She's going to have a reality TV show. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to watch it. And that's my choice. And that's fine.
I don't have to watch it. That's great. Good for her. Who cares?
Ezekiel Bouchette says, the quality of a console is ultimately about the joy it brought to you. The Switch is up there with the SNES and Dreamcast for me. I agree. Which is why when everyone's like, but the third-party ports, I'm like, I don't care.
What are your 3 favorite consoles ever?
Switch is up there, probably. God, this is tough. I'm going to say it is the Switch, the GameCube, and the Dreamcast.
Oh no! What if those are just mine? Yeah. Oh gosh, it's like the Dreamcast is such a sentimental pick. I feel kind of silly picking it over the Super Nintendo.
I pick it because it's just like it was always the console we were playing at my friend's house, and that was like a several year period where it was just a lot of really good times. So nostalgic. Okay, let's see here. Screaming Madden says, "Hey folks, beat the 1,000-Year Door," which is something I'm just getting back on, and it's become one of my favorite RPGs. Goombella and Yoshi Kid were ace, like the helpful place. All right, yes, we're the helpful hardware folks. Hey, that game is fantastic, and I'm very glad I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, it makes me happy. It seems like, at least anecdotally, it's like everyone I know who plays it like, oh yeah, this is great.
Yep,
everyone seems to be enjoying that video game. So I'm just glad so many more people have been able to discover it and will be able to discover it because it's just going to be, in that Switch infrastructure now with this incredible remake package, and just a game that everybody should get around to eventually.
Don Can 94 says it's EMIO. It's EMIO Mario. I get it now.
Oh man, when I was like reading it, I didn't get that when you said it out
loud.
And
me too. I had to say it out loud to start I get it now.
Is that Is he? You think he's like actually onto something? Is this going to be like
we can't discount
Mario?
It, right?
We can't discount it.
Okay,
Mio.
What do you think the reveal video is? Is it the smiling man taking off his paper bag and then the characters underneath and it's someone we recognize, or what?
It can't be tied to an established IP.
I mean, the one thing I could see is Waluigi, but it just wouldn't be an M-rated game. It wouldn't be.
They would not have anyone connected to the Mario universe being an M-rated game like that.
Right.
No way.
You're right.
Yeah, but it's just got to be something new. And I'm like, I still am like, what kind of game is it? Are you making like Resident Evil? What are we doing? Are you making a shooter? I have no idea what it could be.
Yeah, you say it has to be something new, but what if it wasn't? What is the one thing that other than like Eternal Darkness, obviously something obvious like that?
I don't know. Is there something like weird and old that they go back to now? It's like, yeah, sure. I guess we can make it scary. Like Star Tropics. Right. They want to make Star Tropics an M-rated game now. No one's going to be upset.
What's that? What's the shooter game that wasn't Duck Hunt? The where you shoot the criminals and stuff.
Yeah, Hogan's Alley.
Hogan's Alley. Yeah, Hogan's Alley. But
Hogan's Alley.
Right. So spooky haunted Hogan's Alley.
There you go. Or that was the game Miyamoto made that was a Pac-Man clone with the devil, like that.
Sure, yes, exactly. Radar scope, but the radar now detects ghosts.
Yeah, there you go.
Soxo Roxo says, has playing through Erdtree made you like Elden Ring more? How about when compared to Tears of the Kingdom? I haven't really thought about it compared to Tears of the Kingdom. They're doing very different things for me. And I definitely like exploring both worlds a lot. But Tears of the Kingdom is this like physics playground that just works and is incredible. Erdtree made me like Elden Ring more, absolutely, and I already like that game a whole bunch. One of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it probably did. Even though, like, I do ultimately think it is, hey, here's more Elden Ring.
Yeah,
And that's
for
fine.
sure.
That's mostly what I wanted. But it also had, I think, some of the best bosses in the whole package.
I think it has,
especially-
yes, kind of mesmerizing bosses.
Yes, very cool.
Like there's a meme on the FromSoft Reddit that was like, here's what old Dark Souls bosses were like. It's like, I attack and now it's your turn. And then here are what Elden Ring Erdtree bosses are like. And they're like, climbing on monkey bars and swinging around and doing gymnastic moves. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool though. I don't know if it's just a complaint, and it definitely was a complaint.
Oh, good bit there, Screaming Madden. Mesmerizing.
Yeah. As I was saying it, I realized what it sounded like, but it wasn't deliberate.
That's pretty funny. I think I
right.
could like that one.
I think we are done with the super chats. Yes, we are, Mikey. Well, hey, anyone else sends any more in, I will read them before the end of the program.
Awesome. Why don't we move along here into that topic I brought up earlier, Jeff? M-rated games on Nintendo consoles. I guess I am kind of curious, like, of the ones Nintendo did release, like, do you have a favorite? Because I do like Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness, yeah.
Yeah, like I played through that again about a year or so ago.
Fucking Devil's Third, Mike. Yeah, Eternal Darkness.
Maybe you're a big Geist fan. Maybe you like that Fatal Frame game that they released.
I've never really played Geist. I should. I want to play Geist.
I kind of want to play Geist too, pretty bad. Yeah. Eternal Darkness was still neat to me. I still got something out of that. There's still enough about it that is unique. Like, it's not just the Resident Evil clone, right? It has a little bit of that, but the whole different time frame
It's
thing.
in that genre, but it's not Resident Evil in any way, really.
Right. Even the stuff about that's clunky, like the spell system. And hey, it's pretty clunky, but there's something about the clunkiness of that makes it feel like, hey, if I actually had to like learn how to use old god magic, I bet it would be this confusing.
It definitely felt that way. It felt kind of inspired in that way. Yeah, I like Eternal Darkness a lot. It is I thought the storytelling was actually pretty compelling, and I thought the kind of short and sweet chapters was a really good way to kind of keep me engaged, and how everything always fed back into the main story. So that was pretty good on that front. And then, playing that first chapter where you do play as that character that you always saw in like so much of the promotional material, and then realizing who that was in terms of the villain.
Yeah, Maximus or whatever, right?
Yeah, very, very cool. And I kind of got me a little bit into Cthulhu, Eldritch Horror, and stuff like that. And so just pulling on all these different strings, it just did a really good job across the board. And I thought it was generally pretty fun.
I know there's probably not enough people that care about Eternal Darkness anymore. It's been a long time, and there's like, the unfortunate Dennis Dia connection. I would still like if Maximus, if that was his name, to be in Smash Brothers. I'd still think that'd be cool. Neat.
That'd be
neat. I think it'd be. I guess the Bayonetta games would count, right?
Yeah, so that is going to be my answer, actually. Bayonetta 2, 2014 for the Wii U. That is one. So it is 7 games based on this list I'm looking at, and if you want at the end or whenever, I can read all the ones that were published by Nintendo. But yeah, Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U is my favorite M-rated game on a Nintendo console, probably. And like when I think about it, it's a little bit hard. Like Resident Evil 4 on a Nintendo console, like that was really great back then. But when you asked the question, this is the first one that popped in mind. I think that's like probably still my top character action game. I just had so much fun with it. I think the Witch Time felt so on point in that game, and it just looks cool. And they made every level a roller coaster in terms of the spectacle of it all. They just kind of nailed it, and I thought it was funny too, like with the opening and the Christmas shopping and all that. So yeah, really like Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is good. It's funny how I think both you and I just never touched Bayonetta 3 and somehow didn't have a desire to.
I think I own it, but I don't know if I've played it.
I own it too. I think I got a code.
I should just play it.
It's weird. It's weird. So I think if you kind of broaden it out, like OG Resident Evil 4, maybe specifically that Wii version was fantastic.
Sure.
That was actually one of my favorite pointer games that just worked really well on the Wii. But RE Remake, there's something about that is still so impressive to me, and that visually holds up incredibly well. So incredible, especially those pre-rendered backgrounds, which was still kind of where that technology peaked in a way where, that is actually how, if you really care to make the best looking video game possible, you would still just be using pre-rendered backgrounds because they can look insanely good. That game still is absolutely gorgeous and as creepy as anything can possibly be. Absolutely love the first RE remake.
Yep, I definitely was like, that was when I was like looking for more mature games on my Nintendo console. So when that came along, and it just blew me away. God, Resident Evil Remake was fantastic.
You know what's one I think you forgot about?
Please.
That I want to remind you of?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars.
Oh yeah, what a good one. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars rules. That's such a fun game because what it is just drug wars for your TI-83, but Grand Theft Auto, and that's a fantastic idea. I love it.
All right, well, give me that list real quick. I'm curious. What are the?
Yes. Do you want to try to guess? Because I can give you like some hints. There's the 2 on the GameCube that we talked about.
Yeah, Geist. Yeah, so Geist and Eternal Darkness.
Yes. Then there's 3 on the Wii U. So Bayonetta 2 is
on the Wii U.
Yes, Bayonetta 2. Oh wait. I'm sorry. 4. Maybe there's 4.
Wow. Well, it was the Fatal Frame game a Wii U
Yeah,
game?
digital only in North America. But yes, that's one of the 4.
Okay, so that's interesting because it's not like they published Zombie U, right?
They did not publish Zombie U. No.
Give me a hint.
Yes. One of them is a very, very expensive game that I mentioned already on this podcast as a joke.
Devil's Third?
Devil's Third, yes.
Oh my God, Devil's Third.
Devil's Third.
What's the other one?
The other one is Ninja Gaiden 3, and I can't read the subtitle.
They published Ninja Gaiden 3 on the Wii U?
They published Ninja Gaiden 3 on the Wii U. And then the other one is Bayonetta 3 for the Switch, and that is their last M-rated game.
Okay. Interesting. Bayonetta is so funny as an M-rated game because it is largely just because she says fuck and
right.
And like the suggestions,
suggestive themes. Yes.
Yeah, like she's like gets kind of naked. And she like has a lot of double entendres. Nobody actually fucks in Bayonetta though.
No, because there's angels and they would get mad.
Well, yeah, but I thought we wanted to make the angels mad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the ratings board doesn't like that. They're made of angels.
I think it's not fair that Kratos got the fuck, but Bayonetta doesn't actually get the fuck.
You're right. We should do something about it. Let's march on Washington.
Yeah, let's. And for audio listeners, for some reason, the quote, sometimes when you simply made the worst podcast in history just flashed on the screen as if magic. Oh, great. Now there goes Sparkster, too. What are you doing over there, buddy?
I'm not doing anything. Are you doing it? Some of these things are being done by companies unknown, parts unknown. All right, Mikey. So should we get into what the podcast producers think?
Do you need a moment to set that up? Or are you ready to just jump into it?
I need a moment. Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break while we set up what the podcast producers think about Bayonetta and what she may or may not do in her games.
All right.
It's an invisible hand moving the strings.
Sparkster.
We have fun here.
Oh, I closed it. That's the problem.
Don't worry, Kevin. I'll make sure that people see that message.
Okay, make sure this tab is muted. And then there it is.
And then the chicken.
Someone remind me, what is Bayonetta's relationship with like the weird like Danny DeVito character?
Like is he like her manservant?
I thought he was like his manager, isn't he? Something like that.
He's a what? Punisher?
Manager or something?
Manager.
He's kind of like a manager.
Okay, yeah, that seems right. But he also seems like an assistant.
How do you get that role?
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen how Enzo acts? Like, it didn't take much. By the way, Mike, I would like to point out that Bayonetta is rated M for mature for the excessive amounts of gore.
Yeah, that's right. You do like rip apart.
For some reason, I'm like, is that a gory game? I guess when it's like demon gore, I'm like, that's not right.
You punt a demon into a grinder, like a meat grinder, and they explode. You're just like, that's Looney Tunes.
All right,
I found it
scratchy.
I found a half decomposed or eaten rabbit skeleton in my backyard today. I had to deal with that. Penny was kind of sniffing over it. I'm like, what you got there, Penny? I don't think she was the one that took care of it, by the way. I don't think she would know.
You don't know that.
How to
Maybe
eat.
she's a killer machine.
I don't think so.
You better be careful of that dog.
There was
wasn't like kill you on sleep.
There's a squirrel on my street, and then when I drove away, and then I came back, and there was just this giant vulture going to town on it. And I drove past it, and the vulture's like, "I'm not moving. You could drive around." I'm like, "Damn, all right, dude, go hard."
Vulture.
All right, I am ready, Mike.
All right, let's get back to it. Okay, we're already starting in an interesting place with this. I see. Incredible. Do I read these or do you? I read these.
You read these. Right. I do the super chats.
Let me open up the thread then. All right. All right, Jeff, we're back. Our podcast producers, they have their own nominees here for favorite M-rated game on a Nintendo platform. A couple interesting things here. First off, did
they not publish Conquer?
I was just about to ask that because that's the next one. Let's talk about Leisure Suit Larry real quick. Okay. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams, Dry Twice.
Jesus Christ.
As much of an adventure game guy as I am, Jeff, I never
never got around to these.
The only one I played was the weird one that came out when I was in college about him being in college, and it was just like...
Oh, Summa Cum Loud?
Yeah, and it's just bad minigame collections, and then, like, if you play that for 7 hours, you see a couple boobs. Wasn't great. Wasn't great.
Interesting. When I was a kid, my older brother built a computer, and one of the first games he played was a Leisure Suit Larry game, so... I saw a couple of dirty jokes, and that was it.
Yeah. I guess there is something, like, quote-unquote prolific about it. I'm like, are some of those original games considered good point-and-click adventure games? I don't even know. I don't even know what this one is. I know there was a remake of the first one.
I think this is a very bad one, I thought. I thought this one, like everyone thought, was kind of a joke, but I'm not really paying a lot of attention to Leisure Suit Larry.
Wet Dreams Dry Twice. Incredible.
Yep.
I wonder if was like the guy involved with it.
Yes,
the main
Al Roker or something.
Not Al Roker, but Al something.
Probably Al Roker.
Probably Al Roker. That is Mr. Leisure Suit.
Yeah.
And this game, this is just a brand new game that came out in 2020.
Al Nielsen, I want to say. I can't remember.
Jeff, its a Metacritic score on Nintendo Switch, a 78.
Jeez, all right, not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, man, people like their Wet Dreams drying twice.
Now I wonder, because like these games, like they're not like very explicit, but you usually see a nipple or two. I you see a nipple in the Switch version.
Leisure Suit Larry games are on the no-go list on Twitch.
Yeah, that might be right. The no-go list on Twitch. I actually saw somebody play one of the old ones on Twitch once, actually.
Okay, all right. Well,
they're not that explicit. It is most. You don't like. Well, in that weird Summa Cum Loud one, there was a bit of weird humping, but otherwise, there's no penetration.
Sure, it's not Custard's Revenge or anything. Yeah,
right. Okay, so Reloaded was the remake that Owlo made. I remember he did his Kickstarter of it. I remember the Kickstarter video pitch for the remake was real weird because, like, at one point,
yeah, exactly, yeah,
those things were like very like overproduced. At one point, he's like, "Now let's go through this door. This is the door about modern adventure games." Then he walked in, it was like a wasteland. He kind of looked at the screen like he was like that Native American on those ads about littering on the highway.
Right,
like, he's gonna cry.
God,
like,
that's right, Jesus.
Okay. All right, cool. That's fine. Man, Wet Dreams Dry Twice is actually a sequel to a game called Wet Dreams Don't Dry, which came out in 2018. There were two modern Leisure Suit Larry games. Incredible. Anyways, yeah, the next one is...
Leisure Suit Larry's not on the prohibited games list, the one that's on their site right now. You're right. BMX Triple X, though, that's still on there. Darn it.
You see, there's like a convention where someone was selling that Guy game for Xbox, and like,
yes,
it got shut down because that game got pulled from shelves.
Yeah, you're not you can't sell that game. That's selling child pornography.
Yeah, somebody was not 18, and that's why the game was pulled from shelves. You're still not allowed to sell it, even on the secondhand market and public places like that. No. All right, Sean thinks we're spending too much time talking about Leisure Suit Larry, which who's to say if he's wrong or not?
How dare you judge us? How dare you sit where you sit and judge us?
Let's talk about the shit monster instead.
There we go.
Conker's Bad Fury. Yeah, that was M-rated. The Nintendo published that, right?
Yeah, okay. Someone was saying like they thought THQ published it, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker was self-published in the US and THQ in the EU.
So Rare published it, not Nintendo. Weird, but like
Rare publisher North America, Rare.
Okay, I think as far as everyone knew, especially back then when Rare was just Nintendo, as far as we all thought, it may as well been, at least in hearts and minds, Nintendo. But that's interesting. That's weird.
When did Nintendo sell Rare?
Not till a bit after this.
Yeah, it was like a little bit after it, right?
Yeah, 2002 is when Xbox
this game came out in 2001, so it's like right there. Maybe, I don't know. Weird.
Okay, yeah, I guess that is just the way Nintendo probably got around it. It was like, we're gonna say Rare published this,
Right.
I guess. Sure,
It's their
whatever.
It's their TriStar. No, their what's the Disney adult Touchstone.
It's their Touchstone. So yeah, you know what? Sure, in my mind, yeah, this is Nintendo. And I mean, that was the whole point of this. Was like, yeah, we're making an M-rated game. It, you know, in a very juvenile way. This one, not that there's anything wrong with that, mind you. Someday I should actually play through Conker's Bad Fur Day. For some reason, even like when this came
have you
out,
played it?
I did, but I don't know why. Even in 2001, when I was like 15 or 14, you thought I would have been really primed for it. I kind of rolled my eyes at Conker's Bad Fur Day. So I don't know why I was like that. I was really into like immature, as in I'm still watching Disney shit and whatnot. I like South Park, but there's something about Conker. I was like, this is fucking stupid. So I think I could probably get over that.
I never
and
fell in love
appreciate
with it, but it definitely had its moments.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's the Great Mighty Pooh thing being a musical boss fight. I always thought that was fun.
funny.
So, hey,
That
why
was
not?
good.
A second here. Villain Mac. Oh, by the way, that was Slane who said that one. It was Tommy Petzels who said Larry, Leisure Suit Larry. I think I forgot to say names. Villain Mac was the one who says Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes. You know, I have mixed feelings on this one. I do think it's neat. I'm glad it exists. I would never prefer this over the original. I'm not a big fan of like the over-the-top cutscenes as compared to the more understated version that we have in the PlayStation game. I also, you know, so like they add some of the mechanics from Metal Gear Solid 2, like first-person aiming, without really readjusting the game. So it makes it a lot simpler, right? Like I think the famous example is the Revolver Ocelot boss fight. It's kind of just completely busted if you can just kind of stand there and shoot through things. Yeah, look, I'm not one of the people who's like, they went against Kojima's vision or whatever for those cutscenes, right? You know, whatever the case may be. And trust me, I can believe that Kojima was a big fan of those stupid cutscenes, but I don't like them as much as the original version. Adam Juice is Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 is probably just gonna always and forever go down as most people's favorite in that trilogy of games, huh?
I mean, it is the best one. It's fantastic. Bayonetta 3. I think a lot of people enjoy Bayonetta 3, but I think there's no reason that people can't say that. Oh yeah, but it doesn't live up to what Bayonetta 2. It doesn't surprise people in the same way.
Let's see here now. RT Beck also has the Twin Snakes. You know, I did like the idea of, well, we have to give a subtitle to the first game now, and the Twin Snakes wasn't a bad subtitle.
No, that's pretty good. I like that.
Makes sense. Bench JC says the Nintendo 64 NSO mature app.
Sure, right.
Like, how many games is that app ever gonna have? They better get Conker on there, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's got, what does it have, 2 on there right now?
It just has Turok and Perfect Dark right now.
Right, God. Is
like,
Turok really rated M?
I guess
it
so.
must be. It had like a lot of like big guns with blood.
It had blood. It's weird that that's rated M and GoldenEye isn't, but I guess GoldenEye doesn't really have blood, I guess. I don't know.
No, yeah, they would just fall over.
They just fall over, but you're shooting, I don't know, something about just shooting people instead of dinosaurs seems inherently more mature to me, but whatever. Weezman has Manhunt 2. I never really played the Manhunt games much. Jeff, how about you?
Oh, you never got the Wii mode out and snapped someone's neck and used like a garrote wire or whatever?
Oh, right. That was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I definitely played some Manhunt 1, thought it was pretty boring, and then I just stopped playing it.
Yeah, not my thing. Next up, we have T.S. Buckaroo says Red Dead Redemption on the Switch. I kind of forget that this exists.
Yeah.
You can play Red Dead Redemption. I kind of also don't know if it is like good.
I mean, why wouldn't it be, right? I think it's fine because it's
I would hope so.
Xbox 360 game. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, but there's lots of Xbox 360 games that
like Dark Souls Remastered is like people that say that's perfectly acceptable on Switch, for example.
Is it 60 FPS or is it perfectly acceptable? That's what I guess.
I think it's perfectly acceptable. So
yeah. All right. I mean, I think there's a reason why we don't have Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch, even though again it was a 360 game. But once the Switch 2 comes out,
yeah, they're not supporting those 360 and PS3 versions anymore. I don't think.
No one has the House of. Okay. I thought it was Tata Morgana. I'm not going to say why I thought it was Tata, but I think it might be Fata Morgana.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I looked it up. It's Fata.
Okay.
Fata. Gotcha.
Hello,
What is
Fada.
this?
Hello, Mata.
Hello, Mata. Oh my God, Albert Brooks is here, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, that is a old man reference right there. Shit.
Yeah, sure is. I wonder what it looks like. It looks kind of bloodstained coated to me, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, but
With the butterfly from Persona.
right. What is this game? Do we know? We have any idea?
It's a visual novel, I think.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
It's a visual novel, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it is.
bet I know why it's rated M for mature.
I have some ideas.
Joycey has Persona 5 Royale. I guess those games would be rated M, huh?
Yeah, and don't they all shoot
It's
themselves in the
mature
head? I know that's Persona 3.
Well, not in this one. No. This one has
There's
like
a lot of like abuse and like that kind of stuff going on.
there's
that.
mature themes and
Right.
cleavage. Doomino Crossing does have Chinatown Wars. There you go, Mr. Bowler with Resident Evil 4, or as I like to call it, with that box art, 4 Resident Evil. And then, hey, there's T-Money OG with Resident Evil, the first remake on GameCube. God, I'm kind of in the mood to play that one again already. I really enjoyed it, but yeah. Oh, yeah, and I'm sorry, I always call Persona 5 Royale, everybody. That's my sickness. I don't know why I always do that.
Yeah, you've never not done that. I don't think once you've done it.
I get it wrong every time. My bad. And then we've got CF Bop 25 with Chinatown Wars. Man, I could go for some Chinatown Wars.
Chinatown Wars rules. God, I wish they would just straight up put that on the Switch. That'd be great. Because didn't they made like a
Yeah.
PSP version eventually,
They did
right?
make a PSP version, so yeah, like you could.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be a problem.
It's not that good. The DS thing had the touch screen.
Yeah,
I know,
Like this
Well, you
screen
could put
has like the connector, the cables to steal
Right.
the cards.
Yeah, it's a hotwire card. You could do that on a Switch, I guess. Right? Yeah, because then you could
Yeah,
use
you
the
can.
motion controls.
Mex has 999 on the Nintendo DS. Never played this one. I know people like 999. There's Dr. Ryan with Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Man, remember when they tried to make that spiritual successor like 3 different times? Everyone's like, "Look, we like Eternal Darkness, but we don't like you, Dennis."
Yeah, we don't like you this amount of money. No way. Yeah, Dennis Dyack had like really burned bridges at that point with fans.
Oh yeah, it was rough. Beef Hammer's got Devil's Third. I think I know what Devil's Third is, and I think I always forget. It's just an action game, right?
Yeah, I thought so. We should just play Devil's Third.
Should we? I don't know. That sounds bad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a bad game, but I want to like see it for myself.
I always get Devil's Third mixed up with
Hack
that
and
platinum.
slash shooter.
Okay, I always get Devil's Third mixed up with that platinum game. That also has like a guy with. That's not very descriptive. I know.
Oh, that game with the guy.
Yeah, I was hoping Sean would save me by now. He knows about platinum. Sean,
The game with the guy.
Oh, wait,
You need to give me something more.
Is it not Never Dead, but This Is Dead?
the one that isn't
Mad World?
No, I'll figure it out later.
Was it the free to play one?
No, I feel like it would have been around this Wii U era when it came out, or 360 at least, but I can't remember. I'll look it up. Hoss has Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Look at that. Is that game you associate with Nintendo?
Oh,
Jeff?
yeah, it's the best way to play that one, for sure. I heard that part is okay, but I would never play it there.
Jamie H1224 has Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for the Wii U. One of those early, like, hey, yeah, a bunch of games are getting ported to the Wii U, and that stopped real fast. But this is the era that gave us Batman Arkham City Armored Edition.
Got to get that Armored Edition.
Yeah,
Anarchy Reigns. Somebody said it in chat.
I think that's it, and for some reason I was suddenly like, I don't know if that's it, and I'm going to look up Anarchy Reigns and make sure that that's the one.
The successor to Mad World is what that is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. You know what? I think it must be Anarchy Reigns. I don't know why. Like I'm like, no, that's not it. No,
It does
that's
kind
It's Anarchy Reigns.
Look, I see why you would confuse it too. Why you
Yeah,
conflate
that's
them.
it. This is the game. I would always get this mixed up with Devil's Third. That's right. All right, mystery solved. Flossie Prime 1 has Silent Hill Shattered Memories. So this was a remake of Silent Hill 1 on the Wii, right?
That sounds right. Is this the one that was done by what's his name? That did Immortality?
What's his name? Oh, I think that's right, actually. Yeah. Barlow.
Yeah, Sam Barlow, yeah.
Input name here has No More Heroes. Jeff, you and I are kind of famously anti No More Heroes, right?
Yeah, I tried it and it's not for me.
That sounds anti to me. Screaming Madden says Pentiment. Oh,
Hey,
that's interesting.
Good answer there. Yeah. God.
I'd be curious to know how many copies Pentiment sold on Switch, huh?
Yeah, probably not a ton, but I'm glad it's there. I was in Frankenmuth in Michigan, which is a little German village, and they like built it up with all kinds of stuff. And there's like a German eatery, and it has all the pictures on the wall that look very similar to Pentiment. And I put some pictures on Twitter, and it was just like, man, I love that game so much. Just sitting there eating my bratwurst and drinking my beer and thinking about Pentiment.
Geekly Flow also has Chinatown Wars. This seems to be a popular one, as is 4 Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4. Freedom McLiberty Ball brought up the Switch version, which, yeah, you can just play that on the Switch. That's fun. Oh, look at this. Always Be Clothing's got Daikatana for the Nintendo 64. Maybe we'll get that on the NSO and 64 mature app. That'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe we will. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Here's an interesting looking game for the 3DS called Senran Kagura Deep Crimson.
Do you know about these games?
This is the Double D edition, apparently. You see this Double D edition button with the boobs?
Yep. It's this is the one where you
those are discs. It's 2 discs. Incredible.
When they attack each other, their clothes explode off.
I'm going to look up a video. I don't
Yeah, you need to. Right. I didn't do a very good job describing it. I understand. You need to see that for yourself.
Man,
you guys are so old. This series comes up like once a year around here, and every time you're like, I don't believe that's a thing.
I just explained it to him. I know a lot about Senran Kagura. Thank you. I can't say it, but
oh no, it has. Oh, the game has like petting mechanics with the touchscreen. Oh, it just has groping mechanics.
It's bad, it's real bad.
Oh, this game is way
worse than you're thinking.
I was expecting. Actually, this is a problem. Okay, all right, fantastic. Next up here, we've got Perfect Dark by Adam GC. Perfect Dark is rated M.
Yeah,
and GoldenEye wasn't. That's interesting.
And this must also be published by Rare.
You think? Or you think? Yeah, I guess so. I guess Rare just was publishing these games.
Weird. I'm like I'll go back and like research that and see what was happening there.
Yeah. And then Chuckowski here has it. This is Eternal Darkness. This is when you and Dan were watching Bacalar play it, tormenting him the entire time.
Sex.
Stinky's got Dark Souls Remastered on the Switch.
Yeah, there you go.
Up. Yeah, there. It's right there. Matt, a rare immortal of Avium, has this is Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I think
you can tell because of the haircut. This was her best haircut.
Also, like this is like the beginning, I think, where she's going through the city and shopping, and this is how it starts.
And her butt is bouncing.
Yep,
sure is. Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guys, got Conker's Bad Fur Day. How do you feel about the Conker's girlfriend? Because I guess at that point it's a parody of like not Crash Bandicoot's sister, but Crash Bandicoot's girlfriend.
It's Lola Bunny, probably the most of it.
Lola Bunny at least has the same proportions as Bugs Bunny. I think like the Candy Kong thing is always weird because Donkey Kong still just looks like a goofball cartoon
character. Yeah, but
the
fan art of Lola Bunny does not have the same, I don't know. It felt like this was, it's a play on all those things for sure. It's a play on, what's her name, from Roger Rabbit. Like,
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, the sexy character, right, yeah. I didn't think about her much, honestly. Yeah, because
she somehow is not as memorable as the character she was parodying.
No, she's not. You're right. Absolutely not. I think about all those other characters way more than I ever thought about her.
B has Devil May Cry, which has been ported over to Nintendo consoles. I do mean to play. That's the MC3 specifically. Thank you. Yeah. I do mean to play like 1 and 3 on, or at least I know I have 3 on my Switch, and I should play through that at some point. Boomer Will Destroy Ganondorf has Inside. Are you anti-Inside or
I'm not anti-Inside? I just haven't played them. For some reason I've never found it appealing. This or what's the Limbo. I look at both of them like, I don't know, they look kind of slow. I don't know.
They're fun. I like them. They're fun. They're
everyone
very
says
breezy
so.
Playthroughs.
As soon as I get over this, it's just a mental thing. I'm sure I'll enjoy them.
Just play them over the Halloween or something. They're fun.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Tuber has Resident Evil 4, the original, and I guess it has to be original. We don't have that remake on any Nintendo platforms yet. It's on phones, though. Yep. This is a fun glitch with the jet ski escape sequence there. Disaster by Leia has Eternal Darkness. I do sometimes forget that main character you play as in the beginning is basically just Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
right?
Right?
Totally, yes.
So it's
it's who you're playing throughout the game, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just put Buffy in it. The Elden Ring Wolf 5's got Mad World on the Wii. People like this a lot. I never really played much Mad World, though, Jeff. I should maybe get to that.
I was like, kind of left cold by it. I was expecting more.
Chronic Maps Debater. Also has Resident Evil 4.
Got him!
Thank you, Chronics. Ali Miracle has Devil's Third. There's that again. Riz Racer Beyond. It's Resident Evil 0. There's something I want to play soon. Because, it's like everyone's always tough on Resident Evil 0. But it looks and plays like RE Remake. So even if it's not as good, it can't be a bad game. And
it's on a train.
I love trains, and I like Rebecca Chambers. I don't really like this tattoo douche, but whatever. I'll deal with him.
That's Mr. Devil's Third right there, actually.
That is just Devil's Third, yeah. Something. All right. Then we have from Ed, Danganronpa, which is something I'm going to have to play someday, I suppose. Oh, this is Danganronpa Decadence, which I don't know if that's a sequel or a 0.5.
I think it's impossible to know.
Collection.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's just all the games in one.
Gotcha. Gordon's Fisherman also has Chinatown Wars, a very popular answer on this one. It is weird that game just didn't do well because the DS, very popular system, Grand Theft Auto, very popular franchise, just didn't work out somehow in marketing way.
Back then and maybe still this day, people just want Grand Theft Auto as the big 3D spectacle or whatever.
Too bad. Lenny Astro Dick Denver's got this is also Mad World, I believe, right?
Yeah, Mad World.
Mad World.
You're correct.
Yep.
There you go. Hammond of Texas has Geist, something I want to play very soon here. Resident Evil Cryorsis. I'm going to assume this is a shout out to Sky Rizzy, which I'm getting my infusion Thursday. Very excited about that. Is Eternal Darkness.
It's probably just a shout out to the word Riz.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, Michael Riley's got Def Jam Fight for New York.
That's a good one.
That's a GameCube game.
Man, I've not played that in forever. That's what we should
yeah. This is one I actually still haven't been able to track down yet, either for GameCube or like Xbox. It's expensive, but I want to get this one pretty soon. Willow Davis has is this Dark Souls or is this something else?
I guess I don't know. I guess when you say Dark Souls, it does make me maybe it's Dark Souls.
That is Skyrim.
Yeah, I was going to say Skyrim was the other guess there. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it might have been an Elder Scrolls joint. Thank you, chat and Sean. All right, so that's Skyrim. That's a game I don't associate with Switch, but Skyrim, I guess, is M-rated. Huh?
And I think Skyrim did very well on the Switch too, actually.
Yeah, I think that one actually. Yeah, you're right. That one did do well on Switch. I guess a guy gets decapitated in the beginning. That guy gets decapitated. It's like, hurry up and cut my head off the first, please. And then, 1 second later, everybody's freed because of the dragon. Well, I think a lot of them get killed by the dragon, but hey.
That's the version that you scan the amiibo and you get the shield, the Zelda, the Triforce and all that stuff. Pretty cool.
Geo Huey Flow's got that Danganronpa collection from earlier. Pablo Costa has Darkwood. This is a Switch game. What's Darkwood?
No, it's from Crunching Koalas, though. Yeah, it does. It looks like a real Slitterhead clone.
Yeah. HLS has Banha too. That's back. Oh gosh. Oh, it was Sean. I was about to say Sean would like this. Of course, Sean posted Bayonetta dressed up as Fox McCloud because of those outfits.
You know why, Mike, right?
Do I know why?
Yeah, because when you put that outfit on in Bayonetta 2, the flying segments turn into Star Fox.
That's cool. Oh, that's why. That's
why. That's the sole reason.
Yeah. Yes. There's something extra perverted about this. I have to say. Not judging. Christian's got 999 also, which we brought up earlier. And then Jeff Grubb added hentai golf here at the end. Henty, that would actually be funny for golf. It's a pun. T.
Yeah.
Maybe it is T. You don't know. You know how to pronounce it. Henty. There's that quote again. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Why don't we take one more break here, Jeff? We'll wrap up the rest of the show after that.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. We're on the break.
All right.
Yep. All right. We just go back to it still.
Cool. I'm ready.
All right. Let's go then.
All right, we're back. Jeff, been playing any Nintendo games you want to talk about?
I guess technically, because it's on the Switch, as we just saw, a little Dark Souls remastered. Yeah.
I guess technically I have to then. Sure. I didn't play that version.
I'm not playing that version. I am playing it handheld on the Steam Deck though. I'm enjoying it. I was still in the mood for more FromSoft after Elden Ring, and this is hitting the spot. And yeah, it's weird to like see how much is consistent throughout all these games.
Right.
And I'm like, I knew that. Like I had played some of that Demon Souls remake, or early in the PS5 generation. But that's like after just coming straight off of Elden Ring, the most recent one, and then going back to this, it's like, yeah, everything, the layout, all this stuff is so similar. And honestly, it's like similar in stuff like Armored Core. It's like, no, they just have a way of doing things, and I appreciate that. I think it's a good idea. And then the small, minute details that are different, where it's like, oh, there's no jumping, and the way to do jump attacks is different and weird, and kind of, it took me a second to kind of get used to that and stuff. But I am used to it, and I like how not arcane, but sort of convoluted these games can be. Part of that feels like the charm of learning the world and learning how to get around and navigate these spaces. And it makes you feel, it's very similar to how I feel when I play a Metroidvania game, where it's like I am slowly becoming the master of this space.
Yeah, and I think people made that comparison before, like those Dark Souls style ones definitely have Metroidvania. Not in the sense that you're getting new abilities that are unlocking the map, but just the way the maps kind of wrap around themselves.
It's a similar, like, sort of foundational idea.
I remember it was when I got poisoned, and like that UI element still looked pretty much exactly how it does in Elden Ring, that I was almost taken aback. Like,
you kill an enemy and it's the exact same sound effect. Yeah. So no, I've been enjoying it too, and it is nice. Like a lot of the Elden Ring stuff, right, that I got over like 100 so hours of playtime is just translating over to this in a nice way. It's been fun, so I'm looking forward to doing the rest of that playthrough. Otherwise, Final Fantasy VI, I am kind of at the halfway point, with the floating continent or floating island. People know what I'm talking about, so excited to do all that. But that has just continued to be an absolute joy and a very breezy playthrough for my, it's funny because I played Final Fantasy VI a lot as a kid, but it was always renting it because even for us, like, RPGs were expensive. RPGs were expensive, yes.
They were expensive, and so we just would rent Final Fantasy III then, right, a lot. And what's funny is that was a rental period was about enough time to get to the opera scene. Yep, and like that was kind of like, all right, I'm good. I got to see the opera scene again, and every time I just thought it was by far the most epic and interesting and cinematic thing any video game had ever done. So Final Fantasy III had always stuck with me, even though it wasn't until the Game Boy Advance version I finally played through it. This will only be my second time playing through it, but it's just fantastic. If you haven't done it yet, or you haven't done it in a while, you should check out that Pixel Remaster version. It's very good. Yeah,
it's kind of, just talking about it makes me like, I did like that game. I should play it. The game I would rent, though, and always get to that point, or a certain point in it, was Mario RPG and the Axum Rangers. I think I got the Axum Rangers like 3 times when renting it. And it's like, that was a slight, like, you need to know the exact order to beat them in, so that would always kind of hang me up. You are, like, now with this going to be through all of the Final Fantasy games through 6. You have you did 7 remaster or remake. Are you going to, like, start doing the PlayStation games now? Because those get a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably not immediately. Because like if I wanted to play those original ones, I would actually probably like try to figure something out with like ROG Ally or Steam Deck, because I wouldn't want to just play those straight up ports. Like Final Fantasy 9 has that fan mod that helps with the pre-rendered backgrounds looking better and things like that. So like maybe, but there's probably other things I would maybe get to before that. Like maybe I will finally go and play Earthbound, for example, or something like that. And before you know it, other things are going to happen, like these Dragon Quest HD 2D remakes, and there's some of those Trails to Azure and Trails from Daybreak or whatever. Maybe I'll check that out. So, getting through the Pixel Masters, because they were all on Switch and I got them on one bundle. That was pretty easy to do.
Cool. Good deal. Anything else?
That's about it. Do we have any more super chats to read?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check. Maybe not, actually. No, I don't think we have got any more super chats.
Oh.
Slow night.
Then I guess we're done. I guess that's it then. Yeah, I guess we're done then. All right then, that's fine. I guess we can start wrapping up.
Well, I mean, do you have a plan of attack for NES World Championships?
Yeah, that's the big thing, huh? And I am really looking forward to that. Oh gosh, I can't wait. I guess by tomorrow night we should be able to. Although, like, I get codes from Nintendo, but usually the day the game comes out, it doesn't actually come out till
and
Thursday.
it's like later in the day too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate that. So I might be waiting.
I have the physical version coming too, and I am going to be buying the digital edition as soon as I can tomorrow night. So that's pretty exciting though. Where it's like in the past, it would be like, I guess wait till Thursday at midnight. Now it's Wednesday at midnight, so that's a whole day earlier. I'm excited.
I'm glad
about
you accepted it this time. You had a real difficult time.
It took me I was looking it up this time, and I forgot again that it's like, oh yeah, it's not Fridays anymore. What the hell? Yeah. I still don't like it. I'm against it just because it's different and change scares me.
Yeah. You got a problem with it, but yeah, it's here.
Yeah. It's kind of all I can think about.
I assume that there's kind of like I don't know if campaign is the word, but there's a set order, at least initially, to go through things, and I'll do what the game wants me to do for a while.
Sure.
Ali Miracle says Dawn Trail update, Mikey. Yeah, it's still been slow going. Partly because some of those complaints people have about the main story quests, especially in the first half, being a little slow and boring. It's a little slow and boring, so I haven't really been rocketing through it.
Speak for yourself.
All right, well. All right. I'm just saying.
Actually, speak for yourself, because I need people to be quiet about that so it gets better ratings so I can get more points on.
Yeah, I'm just sabotaging Jeff and Fantasy Critic. No, I'm still enjoying it.
I don't know where Mike is getting this from.
It is the lowest rated.
Let's not act like I'm crazy. It definitely has way more criticism than the other recent Final Fantasy 14 expansions. There's a lot of people who,
I don't know.
It's got an 80. It's got an 82. It went down 2 points on Open Critic. Fuck.
Oh wow. So yeah, there's been more. People aren't as over the moon with it. Let's just say as they were with Shadowbreakers, even Endwalker. But whatever. I'm liking it. I'm liking it just fine. I just think it's kind of slow, and I don't think. I think I already just heard that the main story quest is as long as Endwalker's, and that seems kind of wild to me because that one was probably too long, but I had sort of allowed it because they're tying up all these threads. This one, it's no, these don't need to be 30 hours long. That's a bit much. But I do need to get through because there's some end game stuff I want to get to, and I do want to see the main story quest and where it goes. But the new raid is out, right? And I can't do that till I beat the MSQ. So, but yeah, I was traveling again, and I've been busy. So
MSQ means main story quest for people who aren't nerds.
Sorry. I forgot you're not all hip with the Final Fantasy 14 lingo. I need to take just a couple of days off to play some video games soon.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a little bit that way, but at the same time, I'm I've been playing a ton of college football, and I can't wait to play NES World Championships, and I'll let that take over my life, and then I'll fall even further behind. So, all
right, I didn't put the Tifa one up there, everybody.
Yeah, you're fully in control of what's on your camera, Mike. You can own it. It's fine. I'm not doing it either. Look, hands. All right, yes. Mike, if you want to wrap this show up, I'll hit the music.
I would love to. I would love nothing more, because sometimes you simply know when you've just recorded the worst podcast in history. But yeah, Nintendo World Championship very soon. Bike Club's back tomorrow. We're gonna make Jeff play Daikatana. I think he's in medieval times or something with the plague.
Yeah, I might be wrapping that up soon. Although
you just got there, remember?
Well, I just got there before at the beginning of the last episode. We got a little bit deep into it, but I definitely think
you beat 2 levels out of 12.
God, is there really 12 episodes per thing? So it's I thought
there was a lot.
Isn't there one more section after this? Oh God. Okay, whatever. Listen, there's a lot of Daikatana left. Everybody, don't you worry.
Don't you worry. Let Jeff worry.
Yeah, let me worry. Jesus.
Thursday, Voice with Dump Truck. Friday, we'll be playing some Nintendo World Championship on the Giant Bomb. Yeah, Thursday, Game at the Sides. So tune in, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Where'd my X-Wing go? There it is. I don't know why I put the X-Wing with me. It's right there. What? Jesus Christ, Christian!
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so frustrating when the game makes you edge.